Okay guys, so the first thing we're making is this loaded sweet potato plate. So I'm starting off with some spiralized sweet potato that I got at the grocery store because this is a lazy video, so we're buying it pre-cut. And then I'm adding in a little bit of olive oil and pink salt. And then we're just going to lay that on a greased baking sheet and just pop that into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes or until it starts to get crispy. While that's cooking, we're gonna make a quick little avocado sauce type thing for it, and I'm just cutting it up and slicing it into a little ramekin, and then I'm going to be mashing that up with a fork until it's kind of smooth and it's not chunky anymore. Then I'm adding in a splash of apple cider vinegar and olive oil and just stirring that around. And then I'm going to be adding that on top of the spiralized sweet potato once that's done, and topping it with a little bit of green onion as well as some purple cabbage. I think this gives it a great color and a nice crunch to it as well. And there you go. Those are your loaded sweet potatoes. You can add beans to this, chicken, whatever you like, whatever veggies you have, but the guac is so necessary. Next up is a lazy breakfast porridge, which is actually grain-free, which is so fun. I've been into experimenting with grain-free things lately. So I'm using 3/4 cup of almond milk. You can use whatever kind of milk that you like. Oh no, I'm using cashew. That's okay, cashew milk. And then I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of almond meal, which is gonna give us the base of this. This is great because it's got healthy fats and protein. It's gonna keep you full, along with 1 tablespoon of hemp seeds and 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Lots of omega-3s. It's gonna help keep you full as well. And some ground flaxseed, great for balancing your hormones and just full of fiber too. And then we're going to stir that up until everything is nice and combined. And then I'm going to be adding in a sprinkle of cinnamon. You guys know how much I love cinnamon because it regulates blood sugar, lowers cancer risk, and all that kind of good stuff. Popping that in the fridge overnight, and then your lazy breakfast is good to go. And through the magic of YouTube, I have one ready already. And so I'm just putting that into the bowl. This would be like the next morning, and then you can top that with whatever you want. So I'm just slicing up some banana, but you can do whatever kind of fruit that you like. And I love this because you don't have to spend time cooking porridge in the morning over the stove. You can kind of grab it, throw some fruit in, and then head to school. Or you can even put the fruit in the night before, but I wanted to make a pretty bowl a little bit. But you can totally have the fruit in beforehand. So I'm putting some cacao and some blackberries, and it's just a really great overnight porridge that's not like overnight oats, and it's still really yummy and grain-free. And lastly, we're making this super quick pita pizza, really good for a snack or alongside a meal. So I'm using a pita and a couple tablespoons of this plain tomato sauce. It has 3 ingredients. So important to read the ingredients, guys. You only want a couple things in your tomato sauce. You don't want sugar in there, that's for sure. So double check for that. You just want tomatoes and salt, basically, a little bit of salt, not too much. So I'm spreading that on the pita, and then I'm adding in some chopped veggies that I had bought and that were just in my fridge. Basically throw on whatever veggies you have. You can do fresh, you can do frozen. But this is really quick and you don't have to make dough or knead dough. You just put on whatever you want and your tomato sauce. And I also threw on some spinach just to get some greens in there, and it does kind of cook down as well. So spinach is really good hot. Some other greens are not so good hot, but spinach is. And then I'm just baking this for about 10 minutes, and there you go. You have your pita pizza. It's done. It's crisp. You can load this with whatever you want, and it's a super quick, healthy meal to have, or a small snack if you want as well. I love doing this. I love doing this with hummus. Basically whatever I have in my fridge. It's a perfect lazy meal to kind of throw in a pita, bake it off, and you're good to go.